All right, did you ever think we'd be making this video right now?
No. Like, I never thought I'd be standing here doing this, but here we are. I've come to the decision that I'm gonna be selling my 1971 Pontiac Firebird. Now, I'm sure a bunch of you are like, how did it even get to this point? Well, if you saw my last video on it, it was a pretty negative video. I was kind of going over all the things I didn't like about it. But in the last couple weeks, we've made a lot of progress on the car. We fixed a lot of the issues that it had. I'll take you out back first, but real quick, shout out to Danny and Andrew for helping me work on it.
You got it.
It would not have gotten done without them. But you can see back here, what a difference from the last time. It is super nice and tidy. I replaced the fuel regulator there, so it's not crunched anymore. It's a brand new unit. We safely routed the fuel lines that go from the back tank here all the way up to the front. Also have the fuel sending unit wire that's routed up to the front now, so that can be connected to a gauge. And then we also replaced all the brake hardline here on the rear end, so it's no longer crunched either. This is nice and brand new and safe, and there's no leaks, so I'm really happy with that. And then I'm also really happy that we finally rerouted the trans cooler, because if you saw before, it was the lowest hanging part on the car, so it was really easy for it to scrape, and now it's nice and tucked up underneath there. So I'm happy with the way that was mounted. We did that after we unbolted the exhaust, because I just figured it's a race car, it doesn't need exhaust. And then I also had the drive shaft shortened. So that was another major issue. Got that handled. And then up front, there was a little issue with the steering, but we worked on that, got it fixed. And then what happened was, you know, we were in the middle of engineering a new radiator support for this car when a package showed up, and it really got me thinking. So my brand new Simpson Bandit helmet showed up in the mail, like right as we're in the middle of working on this thing. And it really, really got me thinking about the car and my sponsors. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that when I built this car, I pretty much built it as inexpensively as I could and what met my budget at the time. And the goal with this car was just to go racing, to just get some experience, get out on the track, go racing, you know, as cheaply as I could. And I had a number of sponsors help me out and help me get on the track. So I'm eternally grateful to them for that. But I feel like now, as I look at this car, I feel like I'm in the next stage of my racing career. And it was really confirmed when the helmet showed up. I've always wanted a Simpson Bandit, and it just kind of was like a sign. I was like, well, I feel like I need to really step it up, and I really want to step it up for my sponsors. You know, I want a car that is presentable from, you know, inside and out. And after really assessing the work that was left on it, the stuff that still needed to be fixed and addressed, you know, I started doing the math, and I'm like, wow, this is gonna be really, really expensive, and I just don't know if I can afford to put in, you know, like the time and money that this car needs in order to be like a nice, capable drag car for what I'm trying to do. And the reason I say that is because it is still a very capable drag car. This thing runs mid-11s. It's a blast. It's so much fun. But one of my ultimate dreams was to run the NHRA Heritage Series and also a few of the drag and drive events. And unfortunately, you know, when I built the car, I didn't really build it with those classes in mind. So now the car, it no longer fits any of those categories. So I wouldn't really be able to get out there and participate. And that kind of bums me out. So as I think about it more and more, I think the most logical thing for me to do would be to sell this car, put that money into my savings account, and then just really, really focus on the Tempest build and get that car finished. And then, you know, in the meantime, if, you know, a really good deal pops up on like, you know, a drag car roller or something, you know, I'd have some cash on hand to then get a car that I could build into a dedicated drag car, and something that does fit those classes and would allow me to like really live out my dreams and participate in these events. So, but that's not to say that in the meantime I won't be going racing. Danny's been very kind and has offered to let me, you know, drive potentially Hank here, Hank the Gasser, or Slayer, and you know, get a little bit of experience driving a stick shift car down the drag strip. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, so of course, as I mentioned, the Tempest is just sitting outside right now, but it's to no fault of ours. We have so many parts on order for that car. It's crazy. It's just been, you know, shipping delays kind of holding the project back right now. But hopefully really soon we'll be making more progress once the parts show up. But if you stick around for the next video, we'll do a little bit of an update and let you know the direction of that build. But anyway, sorry to bum anyone out for the people who are following me because of the Firebird, but I just think, you know, I think it's time. This car's done so much for me and it's gotten me to where I'm at, but I really just think I'm in the next stage of my racing career, and I just want something that I'm gonna be super proud of and something that's just really solid right from the start. So that's it for this video, and stick around for the next one.